What's up guys, we're back and today I'm going to be covering my bulletproofing workout. This is the mobility, agility, stability workout that I've been mentioning in my past few videos. And I'm not gonna lie, I've completely scrapped, rewritten, and refilmed this video like 3 times now. So much about the workout has already changed, and the way that I wanted to present this workout has also changed a lot. I also just got like super annoyed with calling it the mobility, stability, agility workout every time. So now it is the bulletproofing workout. And right now I'm gonna take a minute to explain what it does and how it has really helped me in a bit more detail. But you can skip right to the workout itself at this timestamp if you don't want to listen to me yap. So the reason why I'm calling this my bulletproofing workout is because rather than focusing on skeletal muscle like most of my other workouts, this workout focuses on strengthening my joints and tendons and ligaments, and also addressing muscle groups that aren't getting as much attention in those other workouts to make sure that they don't get weak or tight. And of course, the goal of the workout is to improve mobility, agility, stability, flexibility. It's also helping me maintain a full range of motion when I'm doing the heavier and more strenuous exercises. It's a concept called functional training, and it's relatively new to the fitness world. Some of you may have not even heard of it, but it's something that I've studied religiously, and so far the results speak for themselves. Having this kind of workout in my routine has played a huge role in how efficiently I've been making progress. Look at the overhead press, for example. In this video from 4 months ago, you can see me overarching my back, and I couldn't really press the weight straight over my head. It comes out at an angle. Those of you who have been watching know that I have absolutely abysmal shoulders, and you can really see that here. Plus, doing this set of 15 had me absolutely gassed. Now, looking at this video from just last week, you can really see how much my shoulder mobility has improved. Notice how the weight is moving straight up and down, and I'm able to keep my elbows up at the bottom of each rep. The progress that I've made with my shoulders has been a great example of the benefits that I've seen since taking the time to work on the smaller problems that my body has. Also, I do have a specialization in corrective exercise, so having that deeper understanding of how the human body works and functions has honestly given me a huge advantage. I really do wish that more people would take the time to learn about how their body works, and I feel like if some of the concepts that I'm applying here were just more mainstream, a lot more people would be seeing the progress that they want to see. Knowledge is power. Let's go ahead and get started with the workout. The first thing that I work is my neck. These look a little goofy right now since my neck is, relatively speaking, pretty weak, and I also haven't been doing these for very long, so don't judge. But these still work really well, and I was pretty sore afterwards, so this really is just the level that I'm at. I'm sure that in due time these will look better, and maybe I won't even be doing these specific exercises for very long. The first part of this workout is really focused on that corrective exercise, addressing my weaknesses to make sure that they won't be a problem later on. I also do some shoulder internal external rotation with a cable. I'm making sure that I keep my elbow pinned to my rib cage the entirety of the rep, and also notice that I give myself plenty of space here so that I can go through the full range of motion without slamming the weight at the bottom of each rep. Next, I do shoulder external rotation with the elbow at 90 degrees like this. Both of these are without a doubt the biggest reason why my shoulders have made so much improvement. Doing these consistently for just a few weeks has restored like full functionality to my shoulders. I also don't go very heavy at all on any of them. I'm really just trying to work the tendons and the ligaments in my shoulder rather than build muscular strength. So just a little bit of resistance is all I need. Next is some ankle flexion and extension. I've probably sprained or otherwise injured both ankles 5 times each, especially while I was playing football. My ankles were really bad. And now that I'm starting to get back into contact sports with fighting, I really want to make sure that my ankles aren't going to hold me back, especially considering that fighting isn't just a contact sport like football, it's a combat sport where the contact is the whole point. Next, I do some supported single leg hip hinges like this. This is really just a movement that I'm not doing a whole lot in other exercises, but it's great for mobility and it helps get a better range of motion out of things like squatting. Then I do hip flexion with a resistance band. I'm holding my knee at 90 degrees for a few seconds and then trying to pull my knee farther up for another few seconds. I also do another round of these with my hip fully abducted like this. These really feel amazing, and it's not just something that's good for only athletes. I give these to anyone who works at a desk, people who drive a lot, or are otherwise in a seated position for multiple hours a day. If that sounds like you, trust me, just try it. Then, just for funsies, I'm practicing a crow pose to a handstand. As you can see, I'm not really close to getting it yet. It looks kind of stupid, but while I'm not really focusing on handstands right now, these are fun to just try a few times. Once I want to start really hitting this hard, I'll have these guys show me the way. Now getting into our working sets, I'm starting off with a superset, and first I do kettlebell goblet cossack squats. Here I'm pointing my toes out so my knee doesn't collapse inward as I go down, and my other foot rolls onto the heel until my toes are pointed straight up. These are just awesome because they're great for mobility in the hips, knees, and ankles, and they also work quads, adductors, and abductors really well. 10 out of 10 would recommend the goblet cossack squat. The second exercise in this superset is a kettlebell goblet pistol squat. These are pretty difficult because since I'm keeping the weight in a goblet position close to my body, the weight distribution makes it much harder to stay balanced, which is why I only am doing 4 to 6 reps each leg, each set, at least for now. As I start to get comfortable with them, of course, I'll continue to make pistol squats harder. Next up, I'm doing another superset, this time only with a TRX band. I mentioned TRX bands in my pistol squat progressions video. I'll link that video in the description. I feel like a lot of people think that TRX bands are only like for very basic, like beginners who can't go through a full range of motion squat or something like that. But you can actually do a pretty gnarly calisthenics workout with these, as you're about to see. Maybe I'll make a separate video going over some of the things that you can do with a TRX band. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd want to see. But back to the workout, the first exercise is going to be TRX band push-ups. And these are brutal. This is basically my way of forcefully coercing myself into getting really good at push-ups. These work a ton of different muscle groups, type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers, and right now a few sets of 10 is really all I can manage. But then I go ahead and superset these with TRX band dips. If I'm being honest, I really am just doing these because they're really hard, because guess what? 1,000 push-ups right in the middle of everything else in the Godmaker challenge is also going to be hard. So I'm going to be ready. Now, I only have one more superset left, and it's a sled, push down, pull back, paired with 1 lap of farmer carries. With the sled, I'm pulling back at a slower tempo to really work on hip extension and knee stability. Then I'm pushing it back a little bit faster, working on hip flexion and dorsiflexion, and putting more power behind the movement. The farmer carries are just farmer carries. Then to finish it all off, I do 5 minutes of jump roping to work on my calves and ankles a little bit more. I also think it'd be sick if I could dunk again. I haven't been able to since tearing my ACL. And then finally, I do 100 box jumps, and pretty soon I'll split these up into sets of maybe 75 or even 100, but Either way, I'm going to be doing a lot more box jumps in the coming weeks. So there you have it. That is the workout that I do to bulletproof my joints and target some of my weaknesses and muscle groups that I might be neglecting. Again, this is something that I've taken the time to consistently work on every week, and it's dramatically improved the rate at which I'm making progress across all of my other lifts. The biggest concern that I've had when it comes to how possible the Godmaker Challenge actually is, and I've mentioned this before, has been that it's typically agreed that you can't be the best at everything. You can't really be a gold medal powerlifter and track runner at the same time. You kind of just gotta pick one. But this challenge not only requires you to do a wide variety of activities, barbell movements, calisthenics, running, both short distance and long distance, but each individual exercise requires a performance that is well above average. Learning to do 1,000 push-ups in one sitting is insane enough on its own, but I need to do that not only right after a 10-mile weighted run, but then I have to follow it up with 500 burpees and then 500 box jumps. And that's just one part out of 5 that I need to do. Again, only in one sitting. So if it's already hard enough to be as good as I need to be in just one of these exercises, is it even possible to reach that level with so many exercises and then be able to perform all of them consecutively? If it is, we're gonna find out together. And if I'm gonna do it, I need to make sure that my joints can handle the work just as much as the muscles. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today. The next video I upload is gonna be me taking some time to talk about some of the things that I've done that have helped me build the discipline and mental strength to stay consistent with my training. I've always said that the point of this channel is to document the process of working up to the Godmaker Challenge, but I've also said that this is a place where I can share the results, and I've done just as much training mentally as I have physically. So I feel like talking about how I've been doing that could be helpful to some of you. I'm working on that one right now, so subscribe to the channel to see that when it drops, and I will see you guys there. Till then, peace.